Hi guys, what's up, what's down, what's sideways? James here for Chronic Fatigue Syndrome, day 98. I was going to do a catch-up from 96 and finish that video, but having trouble with phone and videos, and so I'm going to do something else that happened today. Pattern interrupt. So for this one, I thought I'd share about the mind state that we sometimes experience with chronic fatigue syndrome. So now once again, this isn't just a thing that people with chronic fatigue syndrome are going to experience. This is like everybody. So it's across the board. But there are times when we just don't feel like doing something. And I've brought this up before, but I'll bring it up again because I had an experience today where if I had have done what I felt like, I wouldn't have done a thing that I both wanted to do, I needed to do, it was good to do, as close to should have done as is possible. So if I had gone on how I felt. So yesterday I did some movement and my body was feeling a bit blah. And stuff's going on right now and mentally I'm feeling a bit blah. And today I had planned to have an outing with friends as a celebration for the first quarter of the year being finished, and everyone had worked really hard and it was just like yeah, let's do this. So it was a thing that I wanted to do. It was a thing that needed to be done. But today, waking up, I did not feel like doing it. Like, I wasn't able to eat before going. I still felt asleep. My body was all I didn't feel like it. I wanted to go, I just didn't feel like it, and I could have very easily have convinced myself that, oh no, you shouldn't go, just rest. But then I got there and it started and I was still feeling a bit meh. You know, it was like 15 or 20 minutes in and my brain and body were like meh. But then I was kind of like, well, hang on, let's have a look at this. Like, you want to be here. Yes, you might not feel the best, but you're not actually experiencing chronic fatigue syndrome symptoms at a point where you are physically incapable of doing this. You just don't feel like doing it, and it's stacking on top of the CFS. So it's a really good thing to learn and try and observe, is like, so this is the core of the CFS that I'm always feeling, and then, you know, on top of that you got like, maybe I'm having work problems, maybe I'm having family problems, maybe I'm having boyfriend, girlfriend problems, maybe I'm having pet problems, maybe I'm having billing problems, maybe, and so it all stacks up like this, you know, and, you know, I've had this chronic illness for longer than I should. And it all stacks on, like the CFS is down here, like put in the way, and you stacked on all this extra stress and considerations that you're trying to take in, and you're trying to process, and your brain just goes, and so if you always go on how you feel, like emotionally, emotionally I don't feel like doing that. Yeah, but so this was an outing. There was nothing harmful for me to do it. It was something I wanted to do it. It was something that I planned to do. It was also something that should be done. Like, no, I didn't feel like my arm was twisted. Like, I wanted to do it, and it should be done because those kind of social engagements are in that should like my personal should file. So if we get stuck in how we feel all the time, we might not ever, you know, go for that walk or go to the movies or go to the beach or see our friends for a board game, or like, if we always get stuck in how we feel, if we don't give ourselves the chance to step outside of that wall, that barrier, that containment, like, this is how I feel right now and I don't want to step out of it. But if we don't give ourselves a chance to step out of it, we're we don't give ourselves the chance to have a good time. So yes, you could have a bad time, and maybe 2 out of 3 times you do have a bad time. However, you give yourself the chance to have a good time. You cannot have a good time unless you give yourself a chance. If I sit here in this chair all night long and do nothing, create no stimulus for something to happen, then I cannot have a good time if I view sitting in my chair not as a good time, you know? So, like, maybe I want to do something exciting, or maybe I want to read, or maybe I want to write, or maybe I want to talk with a friend, or maybe I want to play a game, or something like that. That can't happen unless I do something, and it's the same thing. So, if you might not feel like it, you know, I'm just not in the mood. Well, maybe to change your mood, you actually need to get up and be somewhere different, you know. And then yes, a lot of people are like, oh, James, you know, I went to the gym and I felt awful. Cool, you got out there and did a thing. You know, why would you, like, for the gym, why would you expect that random one time, or that, like, randomly going to a gym is not going to cure us. Doing it for 3 months isn't going to cure us. It's a long-term goal. Oh, I don't feel like going for a walk. Why? Are you physically incapable of walking right now? No, I just don't feel like it. Well then, get up and go for a walk. It might be the best thing you do all day. You might not feel like a walk, you might not enjoy the walk, but you might get back and you might find that your mood is improved. You know, my friends want to go watch a movie. Cool, go watch a movie. I don't really feel, I'm tired, I could just sit home and YouTube or Netflix or something like that. Like, yeah, but your friends are there. And so the question is, are you at that moment physically incapable, like, you know, because I assume you want to hang out with your friends. Are you physically incapable? Is your CFS at the point where you're so sick, or you're falling asleep? Like, is it the CFS that is holding you back, or you don't feel like it? Are you stuck in the feels? You know, because if you're stuck in the feels, then the fastest way out of it, like, people go like, you know, center yourself and do this and do that. Like, the fast way out of it is just to change where you are currently. So if I'm sitting in this chair here and I know this chair, I'm comfortable in this chair, but there's an activity that I want to do over there, but I don't feel like doing it, but, you know, I should go and do it. And, you know, people are like, oh, do this and do that. The fastest way is to get up and go do it. The fastest way is to change what you're currently doing and go do it. There might be a middle step before you go do it. Like, maybe you get dressed, and that starts changing the mood. Like, ooh, I'm getting dressed up. Yeah, I'm going out. And then you can give yourself the thing of like, okay, I'll go out, and if it turns out that I'm actually not well enough, then I'll just come home early. You know, and yes, you could argue that, well, why bother? The reason why you should bother is because you're alive and you're allowed to live. You are worth it. You're allowed to go out and live life, and you have to give yourself the chance to be able to live life, or live a life more than sitting around in the drudgery of chronic fatigue syndrome or fibromyalgia syndrome or any chronic illness. But you can't go and live life if you get stuck in your mood, and you can't go and enjoy things if you don't give yourself the chance to go and enjoy things. So yeah, it's a gamble, you take a chance, but the thing is, you could feel sick or tired doing nothing, or in pain doing nothing. If you go out and do something, you have the chance to have a good time and still feel tired, sick, or in pain, whatever. But you've had the experience of a good time. Just because you might feel a little bit run down over the next couple of days, or you might feel a lot run down over the next couple of days, that doesn't detract from the fact that you had a good time, because you are allowed a good time. You are. Whether you're sick or not, you're allowed a good time. So don't get trapped in the feels. I almost got trapped in the feels today. I was mindful of, I didn't sleep right, I was stiff, I don't feel right head-wise, I don't feel right heart-wise, I don't feel right body-wise, I don't feel right. So I could have very easily, like, noped out of it. but I wouldn't have given myself the chance to have a good experience. And it was just how I was feeling. It wasn't like I was being like I was bedridden where I physically couldn't get up, you know, where I magically like, oh, I feel better because I've taken that stress off. It's like I just couldn't do it. So don't get stuck in the feels. Fastest way is to change where you are currently. You know, if you're stuck in, if you're in bed and there's a thing you want to go for a walk down to the beach. Like I live X blocks from the beach, but you don't feel like it. Well, the fastest way to change your feelings is just to stand up, get changed if you need to, and go. Just go, and then come back. And yeah, you might feel tired, you might have a sleep, you might be in pain, but you had the experience of going to the beach, and how you're feeling does not detract from you having a good time at the beach. Okay, and I'm also not saying it's not that you don't have CFS or anything, but you had a time at the beach, you got to have that experience. So thank you very much for letting me share with you day 98. I'm getting excited, coming up to day 100. I will try and do the content for day 96. It's there. I'm having phone iCloud issues. Me and technology don't always get along. But thank you very much for letting me share. If you've got any questions, like to introduce yourself or comment, please feel free to do so below. I will reply unless you don't want me to. Just put like, James, don't reply. I have to give a thumbs up or something. So thank you very much. Hit the like, share, subscribe, little notification button, and I'll see you for day 99.